Hey guys, doing a quick one. Welcome again to Gospel Life News. This show will bring you guys all the updates regarding music across the country. My name is Daki, and I'm here to give you guys all the reports happening in the space. I was talking about Afrobeat and the old shenanigans. For some reasons, Omali has been trending for what he did over the weekend, and so I kind of find it very very funny because it was after that he did the same thing. Nobody called for it. Head. Everybody understood. But in London, it's looking like London is that space where you must be careful if you must do um, anything. What's up, Bonaboy on the news? We saw DAVIDO also is on the news with his 10 instructions to Peruzzi, where he actually came out to give his 10 instructions via his Twitter page. And I saw the guy who actually was the one who manipulated that tweet about Peruzzi and DAVIDO. We saw him came out online to make like a physical apology. Now we know his face. Now we know what it looks like, and Nigerians there are those guys where they will notice one thing. They all notice his legs, and then they all use that to drag him. And at this point, Twitter is just asking if you are not mentally ready for it, don't just go there. At the same time, this guy was really at fault because you cannot just go about tarnishing people's image like that. If Peruzzi and David decide to take this off, they would sue him and he would pay heavily for that one. And moving on, we also have series of news. Thames also make the news. We have Fireboy on the news with obviously major numbers and figures, and also with an announcement of a single coming through any moments from now. We have so I kind of feel like has opened a lot of persons' eyes. I was seeing a lot of OGs coming out to have conversations. Yesterday, Keto came out to say the band was a ripper. The band ripped him. Was going to go for shows where it was paid 1 million, 1.5 million naira. The band was going to give him 50,000 naira. And all of this came out after Idris began the conversation on Honest Bunch via the podcast where he called out Burna Boy. And after that, all the OGs, P Squared, Timaya, Tony Tetula, Baba Fayu, everybody outside that is Shoki coming out to have conversations on what the music space used to be like. It's going to be a very long one, but I promise you guys it's going to be worth your time. By the way, I want to say a big thank you to our fans out there for doing what you do. We love you guys so much. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your consistency. I will love it. We appreciate it. I will never take it for granted. Kisses from me to you. At the same time, I want to also implore you guys to please put on your notification button so you'll be the first person to know whenever we'll make a video, post, or a content. Finally, we also want to implore you guys to please, if you have a friend who loves Afrobeat or who has somebody she's standing, either it's Davido or either it's FC or 30BG or outside or Terminators or whatever it is that she's standing, this is a good time to share our page with this person. Let the person also see what we are saying regarding our page. Today is Friday. We have our live reaction coming through after the news. Just trust me, we have a lot to talk about on the live reactions. Let's see, obviously, what the news look like. We'll begin straight up with Burna Boy. So you don't miss any part of this news, you can now stream us live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Please come through. We are waiting for you. Back to Burna Boy. We saw Burna Boy, I told them, on Apple Music top album chart for today, is currently sitting at number 156, having spent about, it went up for about 17 points upward. And obviously, we saw where he did the Wintrust on yesterday. Wintrust was amazing. He sold out the space. Massive numbers came out, performed to them, and if you have done shows like this in the US, your numbers are set to skyrocket because everybody who was there will go back to stream your song. People who were not there, who have heard about the exploit, will also go back to stream your song. So you cannot avoid it. Your numbers are going to go like lists. Moving on, we saw Burna Boy just coming in and just surpassed 6 billion stream on Spotify across all credits. Step by step, day by day, Burna Boy is set to become the most streamed African artist on Spotify. Wizkid occupies number one with 6.3 billion streams. Burna Boy has just gotten to 6 billion streams. So in less than 300 million to go, Burna Boy should be overtaking Wizkid. Now, Wizkid is doing 6.3 billion streams, especially with the one they called One Dance, which has done about 3 billion already. So what it means is one song has given Wizkid 3 billion streams already. And you can imagine if that song was not there, Burna Boy would have just automatically become a stream. But however, Burna Boy is picking the race bit by bit and he's doing his thingy every now and then. His numbers are quite impressive, quite amazing, and we are proud of him at the time. And moving on, we saw Usher coming out to speak about the collaboration with Burna Boy on the song Coming Home. And then he said he loves, it was in Ghana, it was in Nigeria, he loves the vibe he saw, and then he wanted to work with artists from different regions. And then he said, before now, he's always loved listening to Burna Boy. He loved Burna Boy. And then when the album came forth, he just knew. This was what he said. He said, I just felt like Burna Boy would have given it another level of credibility. I really do enjoy him as an artist, solo, but I just felt like this song would be lifted better if he was part of it. That is the height of what Afrobeat can do. That's the height. Now, the likes of Usher. Now, Usher is so big that at the point it was being compared with Michael Jackson of Blessed Memory at the time with a dance step and amazing thrilling audiences. Chris Brown came to the scene, was also in the conversation. It became an Usher, Chris Brown, Michael Jackson. And if you know who Michael was if not the greatest of all time when it comes to performances. Michael Jackson had shows where people would faint, people would literally die watching Michael do his thing, his dance step, the way his charming experiences, the way he makes everybody just serenade with his aura and all of that. That was how massive Michael was. And Usher was also in that light. And I was seeing this person, Usher, coming out to speak that he had a song, he only felt that if he could put Burna Boy on that song would have a level of credibility. That is the biggest validation any Afrobeat artist can ever get. Moving on, we saw Burna Boy Primi made a debut at number 109 on the Island iTunes Top Song Chart. Just so you know, Primi was recorded in 2016, basically, and this is about 8 years after this song is still doing good numbers. And on the Island iTunes Top Song, Primi is currently at number 109 after 8 years. That's how timeless music can be. I kind of feel like DAVIDO album just summed up what music is in Africa. Moving on, we saw Burna Boy on Form make a debut at number 181 on the Netherlands Shazam chart. Like I said, it made a new entry on the chart as number 181. What would have made this song grow wings like this? Trust me, it's only music that can explain this. Away from Burna Boy, we go straight to Davido and let's see what Davido is doing in the department. We saw Davido Timeless made a re-entrance on the Sweden Apple Music Top 100 album chart. For this week, the album sits at number 98. And then when it was peaking, it was there. This is at number 15 in Portugal, where it was also peaking. It was at number 9. And then talking about UK and Canada, Timeless album sits at number 49 in the UK, and for Canada, it sits at number 73. Moving on, we saw Davido Timeless. The album have just reached 350 million streams on Boomplay. And to add to that, we saw Timeless is now the 5th most streamed album on the platform. 350 million streams on Boomplay is really no small numbers. Davido really is amassing it on all cylinders. For Spotify, it's about 360 already, 370. For Boomplay, 350. Meaning that no one is left behind. All the DSPs are growing simultaneously. Doing 350 on Boomplay and becoming the 5th most streamed project on Boomplay. The massive that's
Moving on, so DAVIDO Timeless have just surpassed 350 million stream on Boomplay, and just so you know, it ranks as the number fifth most streamed album on that platform, DSP Boomplay. Now, this is what DAVIDO has done with this project. We're seeing all these numbers are growing simultaneously. We're seeing albums like on Spotify, Timeless is doing about 370 million on Spotify. On Boomplay, it has done 350 million. On YouTube, it has done about 200 and something million. So basically, you can just see that all the projects are growing together, and that's a massive one. I want to say a big congrats to Davido for this one. Indeed, Timeless has been that album that has given Davido some of his wildest thoughts or imagination so far. He never believed he would have gotten this far, but Timeless gave Davido his first Grammy nominations. Timeless gave Davido the first 100 million from Spotify. Timeless gave Davido like so many accolades, and we just must say congrats for a job well done on Timeless. Talking about the worldwide Apple Music album chart, we saw Timeless sit at number 92, having spent about 118 days on the chart. When it was peaking and hot, it was there at number 9. We saw Davido coming out to give us what his mission statement for the year looks like. According to Davido, his mission statement for the year 2024, the year in view and the year in focus, Davido is saying his mission is. He said it's a new year. This mission still remains the same. What is this mission? He said to dominate. Last year, indeed, Davido dominated the Afrobeat space everywhere, from South Africa to Ghana to Cape Verde to Nigeria to Sudan, everywhere. Timeless was making sure it was firing on all cylinders. The numbers were growing up, the charts were impressive, everything was growing, and Davido was just a proud and happy man for last year. It was so clear that he produced the best album last year. However, they have said this year is a year to dominate. Obviously, we can't wait to see what his next project will look like. Will it dominate, like he said, or will it just go back to status quo? Let us see when the album or the EP or the joint project finally drops. Moving on, we saw the young man, the young content creator known as Buddy of Lasso. We saw him coming out to apologize with his fiscal phrase, where he was the creator of it back and forth, and he has learned his lesson. He came out to say, "I'm sorry," he apologized to Davido and Peruzzi, and but it looked as though the apology was not accepted, because after he did this, Peruzzi came out and say, "If you see waiting they tweet rubbish, shake my head. It be like you don't tire for life normally. Instead of you to be praying for God's blessing, you did Twitter laughing my ass out." At this point, we thought without saying, "Okay, bro, it's fine, one love, don't do it again," back and forth. But obviously, Peruzzi is not looking like he wants to cease fire anytime from now. He has come out to say, the person tweeting rubbish, this is him, and he's looking like he is tired of life, and back and forth. All of these statements would obviously make the boys so scared, but we just hope that in coming days all of these are sorted out and they are discussed amicably. While that is going on, Davido came out to give a 10 instruction. Davido said, "Throw away the keys." The keys to where? David, what are you talking about at this point? David have said, "Throw away the keys." And a lot of person liking this tweet to Peruzzi, saying this one was for Peruzzi. So he's saying, take away the keys. The keys to where? Is it the keys to prison or something? But then he has said, take away the keys, and we hope that whoever has this message would have gotten the memo. Moving on, we saw where Buddy of Lasso came out to address the situation. Then he said, "Did I edit that tweet myself?" He said, "Definitely not." So this is him saying he was not the one who edited it. However, he said, "Did I post an edited tweet?" Yes, I did, unfortunately. Was I arrested today? Definitely not. Do I regret my actions of defamation? Sincerely, I do. And I apologize again for it. At this point, it gets confusing. So who was the guy who edited it? We don't know, but then somebody was made the scapegoat, and Buddy of Lasso has been the scapegoat. We just hope they fix this as soon as possible, and everybody should have a proper solution, and not one that would reasons on why KC had to draw a tattoo at the time. And then, according to so he said Davido and Wizkid were the one who inspired KC to have a tattoo, because at the time when Davido came out, 2011, 2012, both artists were Davido came out with an amazing song, Damn Duro, and he had a tattoo already. And then according to Soso, at the time, not too many artists from Nigeria had tattoos. So Wizkid and Davido, they launched the tattoo scene. They were massive, they were big, they went global. And then it felt like for KC, that could be an approach to see if he was going to get the music space back. And he said KC went to Spain, obviously got a tattoo, and not too long after that, he got Limpopo, which gave him another massive breakout at the time. So basically, Davido and Wizkid, who were young gins at the time, influenced an OG in the game. And that just tells you that in this game is about humility and understanding. So you don't need to be old to teach me. You don't need to be young to teach me. Just teach me a lesson, and if it's going to work for me, it is going to work. And that's why Afrobeat should strive. We should do it with envy. They will strive. Let us understand each other and work with each other. Moving on, we have Fireboy as the next guy on the news. We saw Fireboy Playboy album. I've just surpassed 650 million streams on Spotify. A massive project from Fireboy. This one was home to the likes of Bandana. So many projects on this song, and it has just surpassed 650 million streams on Spotify. However, we saw the video with Ed Sheeran. Amazing job what they call Peru remix. That one also I've just surpassed 200 million views on YouTube. Massive numbers, impressive records. For Peru and Ed Sheeran, for Fireboy and Ed Sheeran, they really came through. A lot of people believe that they should have done a different song, but I won't lie to you, what they did on Peru is so matching that it's quite difficult to replicate that kind of project again. However, it has just done about 200 million streams on YouTube and views on YouTube, and that's a very massive one to Fireboy. I'm on that one. And moving on, we saw DJ Spinal has come out to say him and Fireboy has one coming. These guys, they've done the song together, and I'm sure they love the vibe that came with that song. And as Sherry, and I'm sure Spinal could not get over that numbers, the song, what the song is doing for him. Then he's saying, I would like to work again with Fireboy. As a matter of fact, we have one ready, and in coming days, you all should get this one. Obviously, it's a Spinal song, but the big question is, Fireboy, when would you give us the album you promised us? And moving on, we saw Tony Tetula coming out to drag the former Remedies manager known as Benga away. We saw where he came out to drag Benga away in the presence of Daddy Shoki. Daddy Shoki is somebody who is highly respected. So there was this video conference call that Daddy Freeze held, which housed the likes of Tony Tetula and Benga away, the manager, and Daddy Shoki. They were on the space, and Shoki was highly respected. He was treated with maximum respect. But we saw where Tony Tetula had to he lost it, and then it was like, I'm sorry to Daddy Shoki, but then Benga, where did you do this? At the time, how much were you paying me for shows? And Benga could not answer. However, Benga was asking questions like, was that the first time we worked together? So it just means that we've been having this issue of ripping people from inception, from the days of Tony Tetula, You Don't Jam My Car, to the days of Ikechukwu, the band, like to the days of Portable, that's at today, and back and for Young Do. It has always been a case of people ripping people, and I think it's a man nature. It's not something that grew with time, something that's been there from the beginning of time. And then we saw where it became back and forth. That Shoki tried to calm the situation down, but Tony Tetula just wanted to spill out a piece of his mind. And moving on, we saw talking about Casey. Casey came out to give gist about who Skibi is to him. According to him, he says Skibi is a brother. He said him and Skibi still have good relationship. As a matter of fact, he said this hit song Ojapiano was co-written by Skibi. He says Skibi is always in his apartment, in his house, and he also was always going to Skibi's house to share him up. He said at the point where Skibi was not having a big song, it was always with Skibi making him know that he's a big artist. He does not know when it's going to pop up or something, but he is sure that one of these days Skibi was going to pop up. And truth be told, Skibi is one of the biggest artists we have so far at the time. And then he said he has maintained that relationship like a father and son, like a brother to brother, with Skibi Miami. Amazing one. We all knew how they left the label. It was at the time not so pleasant, but however, brotherly love has, I think love has just grown above all differences, and it has worked out for them. Moving on, we saw Seun Kuti has come out to give. Seun Kuti is just like a troublemaker of this industry. I won't lie. Seun Kuti just loves to. He's just that guy that you cannot emulate. He's just a troublemaker. We saw where he came out to say every successful artist must be arrogant, and then he said he have heard people talk about Burna Boy and back and forth. But he said if you are in Nigeria and you must be successful, you must be arrogant. He said not everyone can be like him who has a mind like his mind, but regardless, if you are big, you must. Now, arrogancy is part of the spice that comes with this thing because you now know who you are, you know what you can pull up, you know you can do the 80K stadium and set it off. So basically, it comes a level of pride and arrogancy that just shows that yes, you are that good. However, if you have that arrogancy and pride and you're not that good, that is I think that is a free ride to destruction, basically. But however, he's saying every successful artist is arrogant because of what they've achieved, what they have done, and what they can still do. Moving on, we saw Wizkid currently has about 3 projects charting in the top 20 of the Nigerian Apple Music album chart. We saw Soundman Volume 2 at the time is currently at number 3. More Love Less Ego is at number 5, and then Made in Lagos Deluxe is sitting pretty as number 20. Moving on, we saw Thames is the only African artist to have all her 28 songs surpass at least 1 million streams on Spotify. Basically, she is the only African artist to have all her songs. So we see our artists who have songs like 500,000, 200,000. Thames has made all her songs surpass at least 1 million. All her 28 songs so far have surpassed 1 million. So basically, Thames should be averaging about 28 million. However, we know that Thames has done about 1 billion streams on Spotify, over 1 billion streams on Spotify, but also the record is all her songs are now in millions numbers. Moving on, we saw Bella Shmurda linking up with West Ham defender Kurt Zouma in London. Now, this is the influence of Omale. Because we saw before the London show, Omale was in London, where he also went to pay Kurt Zouma a visit. Kurt Zouma got a jersey, gave to him, and back and forth, they enjoyed themselves. Kurt Zouma loved Omale massively, and lately, Omale and Bella Shmurda have been enjoying a brotherhood love between themselves. They love themselves. They've been coming out for themselves lately, and it's only apt that he introduced Bella Shmurda to no other person than Kurt Zouma. And now they have done this, we're sure that these figures are now if footballers start liking you, yeah, your songs are going to go bigger, trust me. And then for Bella Shmurda, we just can't wait to see what this meeting will mean for him, talking about his numbers and careers. Finally, on the news, we saw Joe Boy at the time is now working together with Magic Stick to create a new beat, a new song. After he left the label, he's done the song.